this? Is it on record?
I don't know.
You record? It's recording. It's recording. Okay, so
Did you push record?
Okay, so today, I'm doing my hero interview. I got my hero right here, Mrs. Jekyll. And as you know me, I'm Chase Taylor.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Taylor.
So as you know, I picked you as my hero. And I have a lot of questions, not a lot of questions, but some questions for you that needs to be answered.
Okay.
So our first question of the day is, who is someone that is your hero or that you look up to be?
I would definitely say my dad. My dad came from a really, really difficult childhood and upbringing. He had a really sweet mother, but his father was not a good man, and he was not a good husband, and he was not a good father. So my dad, I would say, is probably my biggest hero because he overcame a lot, and he, at some point in his life, decided that he was going to be a different kind of person than his dad was. And so he's been a very good husband and a very good father my whole life, and his whole marriage with my mom.
So what you're saying is that your dad is like, his dad wasn't like a very good father.
No, not at all.
So, like, was he fearing him? Like, did he have a fear of his father?
Well, yeah, my grandfather was really bad alcoholic. He had a really good job, but he wasted all his money. He was a tool and die. He did tool and die work for the big three in a time where, that was a skilled trade, and we're talking, my father was born in the early 50s, and so my grandfather had a really good job for a number of years, but he did not take care of his family and wasted all his money on alcohol, and he was both verbally and physically abusive. So.
Okay. So next question we have, why do you look up to them, and why do you want to be like them?
Well, I just think the fact that my dad never used what his experiences as like a crutch. He always used what he had experienced to just kind of identify what he didn't want to be. And so he looked at his childhood and his upbringing as just something that he wanted to make sure that he was something different, and I commend him for that. I think that's a tough choice to make, because I think sometimes it's really easy to use bad things that happen to you as an excuse, and he did not do that.
Mm-hmm. Next question. So we have, how do you know when to take action, like, as a hero? Like, how do you know, like...
Me or just anybody in general?
Just you, like, in general.
Well, I guess you're defining me as a hero. I think that people who are heroic are people who have the courage to help others and to do things. Mm-hmm. And I think that as a teacher, I see students every day who need extra help and who need maybe a little love and attention and care. And so for me, I think it's instinct. Mm-hmm. I just go with my gut and take care of my students.
Do you get a feeling like when someone's like unsafe, or like,
yeah,
you just get that feeling when you need to
and I think
step in and help somebody?
Yeah, and I'm a mom too, so I think that part of that is I look at my students as, I'm never a person who calls them, oh, my students, they're always my kids. So I think I look at it, I feel as if I need to step in, and sometimes you have to be courageous, because it's not the easy thing to do. So.
Mm-hmm. Next question we have, how can you make an intense situation into a calm situation? I
tend to be a person that is, trying to soothe somebody. Mm-hmm. So if somebody if I think of a situation with one of my students and they seem to be really frustrated or, upset with another student, then I try to make sure I'm